get it from my QRZ page or from YouTube, but my QRZ page, there's a link to it. So it's Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, okay, I've got that. Victor Kilo Bravo Charlie. Hi, nice to meet you. And looking on your QRZ.com page, look, you said you're using some. Love your comment about the Trudeau. Great, you've got it 100. So I'm with you 100. Sounding, it's got your audio. It's got that quite sharp sound. So I don't know if you're still using the same setup that you've got written here. But those electro voice mics are awesome. I've got I think it's the 638 connected onto my Yaesu MK2 and it's a great match for the older Yaesu hybrid. So sounding really good, and it's quite punchy through the noise. Back to you from ZF5 WTF.
Okay, ZF5 WTF Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. Very good, Brian. Yeah, first contact with you. I've been talking with Billy and a few of the others, so I'm slowly building up the contacts here, and I'm getting you logged in on QRZ as well. 180 and about a 5. Whoops, I got that wrong. 180. There we go. Yeah, so about a 5.9 both ways, and good. So there we go. Yeah, it's been interesting. I'm glad I ran into Billy and Stan there, and now I've got on the texting there on the Telegram, so keeping up with everything and a lot of information. Holy smokes, surprising what we can learn around the world from everybody, and spread that information and keep sending it out and getting new people to join us and make them aware of what's happening to the general population. So, but in any event, yeah, station here is the Apache Labs Anan 7000 DLE. The microphone's the RE27ND. The amplifier is the Acom 1010. I run about 500 watts, and the antenna is the Mosely Signal Master. It's the 3-element tri-band. There's 3 elements for 40 meters, 20 and 17. And I'm using Streamlabs OBS, and that's what I'm streaming with. There's about a 3 to 5 second delay from what you're hearing on the radio to what's on the stream. But in any event, it more or less for educational purposes. The guy can see what his signal looks like, if he's got any IMD or if he's got some noise that he didn't know about. And yeah, to see what his audio sounds like. So that's kind of why I do it. But other than that, haven't played much on 20, but I'm starting to do a lot more on 20 now. ZS5 WTF VA3 KBC.
VA3 KBC from ZS5 WTF. Yeah, well, nice to meet somebody else from the ROA group, sorry. Always trying to get that right. And I think slowly people are waking up to the fact of all this nonsense that's been happening, and now to talk to somebody somewhere else in the world. And it's good to know that there are other people that aren't just following the whole storyline like sheep. So it's a sad state of affairs, but things will change hopefully. Okay, Donald, well, really good to hear you, and I'm glad you gave me a shout. I'd love to talk on the air and not just communicate by Telegram. So this is what it's all about. And I see you've got your little sticker there, the World Radio Friendship. So yeah, definitely count you as one of the friends. And nice to make contact, I think, for the first time. So I'll definitely log the contact on here. And yeah, nice to meet you over the radio. Back to you, Donald, from ZS5 WTF Brian.
Okay, Brian, very good. Yeah, I'm just checking out the map here on QRZ, and so you're on the other side of South Africa, opposite of Billy. You're on the east side, and Billy's on the west side. So it's interesting. You know, back in the 60s, as a kid, used to watch the Tarzan movies, and that was always something that I wanted to do, was to visit Africa. You know, as a kid, just loved the Tarzan movies, and it was just enamored by Africa. But I guess the only way I do it now is by RF and watching some shows on TV that I get to watch. So that's about the extent of my traveling today, Brian. So thanks for picking me back up there when I gave you a shout. And the live stream will be on YouTube there. I have deleted a whole bunch. I had a bunch of them that just weren't very good anymore, so I deleted them and starting fresh. So this one will be saved there, and you can view it later if you want, or if you're viewing it now. Either way, it'll be saved. So good talking with you, my friend, and we'll keep in touch. Zulu Sierra 5, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo, Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, roger on that. 6 Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie, ZS5 Delta, ZS5 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, sorry. Yeah, well, nice to meet you again. And just looking at where you stay, you stay in a nice part of the world. My wife and I traveled to Canada in 1993. We drove from Quebec City right across to British Columbia, then all the way up the Alaskan Parkway. It happened to be the 50th year anniversary that year, I think it was. And we went up as far as the Yukon and then across to Anchorage and then all the way back down again. 2 broken windscreens from all the stones on the road.
Great,
Got flung up by other cars. And I had an absolutely fantastic time in Canada. My wife actually has cousins in Canada. I'm not sure exactly where they stay. But we did leave our car there for about 6 months and then picked it up and continued our travel after working in Iceland. So yeah, all noted, and looks like you stay at a very nice spot near the on the lakes. And I know it gets very cold there. I remember traveling around there. We got there in early spring, and when we took our washing off the line, it was frozen solid. So yeah, I know how cold it can get. Only 19.7 degrees Celsius here, so not cold at all. Okay, cheers, Donald. We'll listen out for you again, and nice to hear you. Yeah, I'm about 1,200 kilometers further east of Philly, near the port city of Durban. 73, have a great weekend, what's left of it. Have a good Sunday, and we'll chat again, definitely. All the best from ZS5 WTF.
Okay, Brian. Yeah, very good. Well, Canada is a huge country. It covers a lot of acres, and most of the population is within 200 miles of the Canada-U.S. border, all along the Canada-U.S. border. That's where most of the population is. So 7-3, my friend, we'll talk again. And I think Billy's wanting to make contact, so I'll wait for him to give a shout there. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo, Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, Victor Alpha 3. Cheers, Donald. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie, Zulu Sierra 1 Sierra Bravo Whiskey. Hello Don, greetings to you my friend. It was nice to get the relay for Brian via your live stream because there is absolutely zero skip between us. So yeah, thanks for coming up. A good signal, 5 and 9:59 on the peaks with me, Don. Back to you, my friend. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie, Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey.
Roger, Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey, Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie. Well, you're 5 to 10 dB over S9 here. You can see on the live stream, picking you up really well, good audio as well. So I love this beam. It's been working fantastic for me. And as I said before, I don't do a lot of 20, but I'm starting to do a lot more now. So yeah, the live stream is just another form of entertainment and another form of experimentation in amateur radio. So for those that, may not know what's going on, they can at least watch and pick up a few things and hear other people from around the world. So anyhow, yeah, I've got 4:30, so I'm trying to think. You must be probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night there, over?
Yeah, it's 23:29 local time. Close to midnight, but that's when we get the short pass skip. So the skip is really going to open up. I'm a bit later than Brian, as it works that way. ZS6, ZS5, ZS4 countries, ZS3, and then the propagation moves over to ZS1 I'm right at the beginning of Africa, between the Indian, Atlantic, and Southern Ocean, on the southern peninsula. So this is really the last spot on the African continent. And now it will start opening. As we get to midnight and after midnight, it'll be rocking. But it's quite late, so I have to make an effort to come up on the radio. And it's okay on the weekends, I can do that. I actually found that very useful with the live streaming, Don, as I could get a very nice copy on Brian. And we struggle with skip at this time. There are times of the day where there is skip, like on the long path. But the live streaming is actually very helpful. And it's great having you in the group. I see you and Pedro got a contact today through the group. Pedro's also, as you've learned, on our page. And it's very nice having a group of friends that are all on the same vibration. And enjoying it. It's one of the good things that has come out of this whole pandemic is that, there's been this massive awakening and an alignment of people with a common sort of open-mindedness and awareness of where the world is. So back to you, my friend. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie, Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey.
Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey, Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie. Well, that's about the only good thing, Billy. I've found that over the period of time now, it's unbelievable how evil the government has become, and individuals, the politicians, the media especially. I detest the media. And it's surprising how we've had friends over the years that, I thought they were friends, but have kind of turned. So, that's the way things go. And that's what has happened. There's those that think they need to follow what the government says in the media and think you're an idiot for not doing that. So, we just move on. Well, that's all we can do. You try to educate, you try to give them some information. And we have a great following, on this group here. And I was very fortunate to come across it by listening or hearing you guys on 20 meters. And generally, I don't go on 20. And I just happened to go on, and I've seen the signal with the Anan here in the waterfall. And I started listening, and I thought, holy smokes, these guys are, the same wavelength that I am and my wife. So I was glad to join up and glad to be accepted. And I have sent out some invitations to some other groups that I belong to, but I'm not too sure what they've done, whether they're interested or not. So, everybody has to make their own individual decision, whether they want to or whether they just want to keep their heads buried in the sand or really become part of the movement to awaken the sleeping crowd that just follow the media and the government's lies. So, but anyhow, it has awakened quite a few people up over the last year now with everything that's been going on, and I think more and more will wake up to that fact. So, but we have to keep pushing and getting that information out. So, because the media sure isn't going to do it, and the government's not going to admit to any wrongdoing. But anyhow, good talking with you, Billy. And yeah, the live stream is fun. There's we had a discussion here a few days ago about lightning strikes and grounding and insurance and that. So it's a little bit educational thing that we did that one time there too. So Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey, Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, beautiful copy all the way to the beginning of Africa, Don. Well, it took 2 years for all of us to find each other, kind of starting with Stacks and through our friendship circle. So, and we've all kind of connected. And Brian as well. Brian and I connected, we've spoken on the radio, but we never knew that we were on the same page. And then we connected, and it's been we've also lost one friend who was very, very much up to speed. That was Jan, ZS6 Hotel Alpha, completely aligned and on our page. We lost him a few months ago. He passed away. Not related to the pandemic. It was another health related issue. But yeah, so we've lost a friend as well in the meantime. But then also got some new friends like Andre, and it's been a really great journey. And I guess we'll find more as we all, kind of work through this new world. The world has changed in a way that the information and everything you see, you have to really have the skill to be able to discriminate and determine what is factual and what's not. So you've obviously got the sheep that just take it in and consume it as it's fed, and then you've got us. And even with us, I mean, you can get fooled by some of this information, and it's an art and a skill to be able to navigate through it. And it does help, when you're together as friends like we are, and we can actually work through it. So that's the kind of next level of how to find truth. And narrow it down to, let's say, maybe not absolute truth, but as close to the truth as you can get, given the set of facts that you have at that stage, or the data that you have at that point in time. So that in itself is a new way of thinking and learning. You take AI, artificial intelligence. It's also a completely misunderstood topic. It's the AI, this is just a program. Behind it are humans, and the danger is how humans use artificial intelligence. And the most harmful way that they will use it, and let's say probably the most useful, what it's most useful for, is to gaslight and to create fake news. So what they do is just oversaturate humans with fake news and generate it faster than humans can really think about it. And in this way, totally gaslighting and blinding, the human and any ability that the human would have to actually, kind of understand what's really going on. And this is where the danger comes. But yeah, it's interesting working with the AI. I've been doing quite a lot of cognitive tests with it. It's very easy to fool. You just need to know how to ask it the right questions. So there are a couple of examples in the group already, and it's not very good at evading that approach. It may get better, but we'll test it as we go forward. Anyway, Don, good fun, my friend. What a pleasure getting you on the radio today, and I look forward to many more. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie, on the short path from the beginning of Africa, ZS1SBW.
ZS1SBW, VA3 KBC. Very good, Billy. Well, I talked to Pedro this morning, ON7WP from Belgium, and we have a very diverse group. He's a professor, teacher, and he he has to explain sometimes to his students, the realities of life and what's going on around the world. So, but as I said, we have a very, very diverse group of people, which is very good. And that's one thing about the amateur radio. I said to Carol the other day, I said, all these individuals that I've come across and spoke with, learned from, and then shared information. If it wasn't for amateur radio, I wouldn't have known any of this. I got onto a lot of info right off the bat, starting to talk to people, just questioning, and I wasn't for the masks. They really implemented the mask mandate in Ontario here very quickly. And I just started to do some research, because I know on the farm we'd wear masks in the grain bins when we were cleaning out the grain bins, the corn and that, because of the mold. But those masks didn't do anything. The mask was covered. You take it off, look in the mirror, and your face is still covered, and you're still coughing and hacking. So we'd end up getting those masks with the canisters on the side, and that was the only way that you could go in there and breathe and not get those spores and molds and that. So I knew the masks were just a fallacy, or a false talisman, I guess is what I want to say. And it was just something that the government used to remind people that there was a so-called pandemic, and just to keep everybody fearful. So that was part of it. And then ran upon a few other gentlemen that I spoke with, hams, that very knowledgeable. got more information emailed to me, and we became friends, and just continued on from there. And then got on to found out about this COVID Revealed, a documentary. It had all the different medical fields covered. Dr. Ryan Martin, Dr. Ryan Cole, I should say, Peter McCullough, Robert Malone, one of the inventors of the mRNA vaccine. It's not a vaccine, mind you, and a lot of the others. So I have the transcript. The transcript's about 3 inches thick. It's a lot of information. This documentary series, I guess I should say, went on for quite a few weeks, and so it could be an hour to hour and a half long each one. And I also got the DVDs as well. So a lot of information there by very smart people that know what's going on and did not get coerced by the pharmaceuticals and the government with money to keep their mouth shut and continue on with the pandemic. So, as I said, because of amateur radio, this is how we got onto a lot of the information, so we could share it. Internet was fine, but it's with the amateur radio, you can scan the bands, you can hear the different people talking on the different frequencies, and then that's when you pick it up. So with internet, it's not the same. You may have to Google stuff, but what we have here is something very special, and I think in going forward, Billy, in history, it could be something that we can be very proud of, getting this in the correct information out there and squashing anything that is done by the media and the government and the evil people that have perpetrated this upon us. The Klaus Schwabs, the George Soroses, Trudeau, any of the other ones that politicians around the world. So we have to keep fighting, and as I say, it's the good fight. So ZS1 SBW VA3 KBC.
Yeah, fantastic. Yes, full solid copy, still hitting the 9 this side. All the way, just very little QS maker. It was nice you had that discussion with Pedro. He's a great guy. Also, like you say, very diverse group of friends. They're all very, and it's quite interesting how diverse we all are. Pedro's got a list. He's got a frequency list, an emergency frequency list. You should ask him for it, or perhaps he can post it in our group, which are frequencies if something happens. Because, the whole internet is so vulnerable. It could go down any time, and at least we have amateur radio. Also another very good aspect of our community is that we have that. And yes, when this whole thing started, it was mind-blowing to hear how most of the amateur radio operators, most of them, just completely fall for this hook, line, and sinker. Very disappointing to hear and to listen to them. How they couldn't wait for their lucky packet vaccine and their lucky packet boosters. It was wherever you dial, it was just, I have a friend who's also, he's not in our group, but he's in our group, but he doesn't want to be, and he's local.
Frequency is in use.
And he just went down to the digital domain, got completely off SSB because he just didn't want to hear these people talking about their vaccine dreams. Vaccine dreams. So anyway, and then we have some other friends, which like Rolf, who's Swiss. So we have some really good ones in the group. And I won't comment too much on the boss, except obviously I think the thing was to dehumanize, to get rid of this human connection we have, and I mean our whole facial recognition and the way we see each other, that was to blank that out, and then obviously as a compliance mechanism, and you think what they did to their children, and these people that put masks on their children, You know, just I don't have children, but I would never have done that. And these children that have grown up, you know, these master babies, you know, there's like a 20% or more drop in IQ. And in general, the IQ is dropped. You know, so, and it's as if we really need a lower IQ at this stage in life, especially with all the things that are going on with the World Economic Forum and the Bilderbergs and the Schwabs. You know, we need more IQ power on the planet, not less. So it kind of really works in their favor. Anyway, so enough of that. Great discussion. And yes, I really enjoy Dr. Ryan Cole and all of them, including Malone. So I'll hand it back to you, Don. I think that's it. I'll call that my final. Unless there are any others you want to pick up, I may just monitor on the next over. So back to you. Thanks for the great chat today. Greetings to Carol from Diane and I all the way from the beginning of Africa. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie, Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey.
Zulu Sierra 1, Sierra Bravo Whiskey, Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo Charlie. Very good, Billy. Yeah, there's others trying to get on this band or this frequency here that are contesting, I think. So I guess we better give it a break here and say our 7.3s, and to you and your wife as well, from my wife and myself. And we will keep in touch, and I'll get a hold of Pedro. And well, he's probably sleeping now, but I'll maybe text tomorrow. So thank you for that information, and you take care. Have a great rest of the, well, you're going to bed probably. So anyhow, good talking with you, Billy. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the YouTube stream, and we'll do this again in the near future, maybe tomorrow or whatever. So with that, I'm going to sign here. I'm going to end the stream as well. So I like to say live long and prosper. Everybody have a great rest of the day. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
73, Don. 73, my friend.
7-3.